Today's adventure begins looking at I-4 westbound on the overpass here as a recording of this. What is today?
Thursday, May 29th.
Thursday, May 29th. From the passenger seat, special guest for the day. We're heading to the Disney parks. Well, just one, Magic Kingdom. Well, who knows? Maybe we'll go to another. We're going to Magic Kingdom. That's the Mickey Power Pole, right over there. Thursday, May 29th. Underneath the archway. Also, just, it's obvious. It's going to be a scorcher today. It's only 10:52 right now. We're going out during the hottest part of the day to the most magical place on earth, in the heat. You know, I just realized, Big the Foot has never been in the park. He just likes to wait in the car.
He's been all over the world and he's only seen it from the car.
He has some stories of things he's seen in the parking lot.
I'm sure he's seen things that you never saw in the parking lot.
That's true. Walking over this way, for many years there used to be a huge mound of dirt right here. Huge berm at the end of the parking lot here at TTC. And they just started in the last month or two leveling it off. I've always said that I would not be disappointed if a Skyliner station ends up here. I don't know if that's what's going to happen, but I always like to say that I am assuming the Skyliner will end up here. Just in case it does, I can look back and go,
Nailed it.
I was right.
I agree. A Skyliner would be fantastic here. I've said that because I would probably be more inclined to park hop if they were like, hey, you can take the Skyliner studios right now.
Yeah.
Sweet.
World of Micah.
Hi. How are you?
And getting out of Magic Kingdom is rough after the fireworks. And
so rough.
We're getting a new nighttime parade
We are.
in July.
I'm so excited.
So exiting the park after that is going to be even more difficult.
Yep.
So a Skyliner, a third mode to get out of the park, Monorail, Ferryboat, and Skyliner would not be a bad call.
Or we could be getting Richard Petty's driving experience 2.0.
Welcome everyone. Adam, the Woo here, World of Micah here. We're gonna go ride we're gonna do the ferry boat and we're gonna do the riverboat.
Yeah.
The riverboat is closing sooner than later, and then we'll just have ourselves a Frontierland day.
Frontierland day.
Have you been to the new DVC lounge in Frontierland?
Nope.
We can do that as well.
Yeah, and sometimes you can see the new Country Bears out in their new get-ups, their new garbs. I don't know if Romeo's been back out. I know he had one day out and he was having some malfunctions with his costume.
Romeo McGraw?
Romeo McGraw.
Or McGraw?
McGraw. My buddy Big Sandy is the singer on the track in there. Big Sandy and the Fly Right Boys. Okay. He's in a band and he's the voice for that. It's kind of cool.
Of Romeo?
Of Romeo. I know Romeo.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
When you're looking for him, do you ever say, "Wherefore art thou, Romeo"?
Oh, that's a new one.
Is it?
I guess.
Shakespeare said it first.
Yeah, but no one's saying that in Frontierland.
Wait, is that a gator?
Whoa.
Is that a gator? No, it's not moving. Something submerged, but
Sure did.
there's a squirrel. Well, I thought that was a footprint. I thought it was a Bigfoot footprint for a second. But it's just
They've been looking all over the world for it, and it's here at Bay Lake.
All right, I'm inviting you to join me and World of Micah as we go into Magic Kingdom.
Eventually. We're making our way there.
Join me.
Shall you?
Yeah, who knows? I'd be all for the Skyliner. There's a squirrel right there. What do you see, squirrel? See anything up there? Not even a breeze out here today. Look at the wind is barely blowing. Look at this is new. They've never had a parking lot map like this before on the little TTC. Where did we park? We parked in Zurg? No, we parked in... Where did we park?
Where do we park?
Well, we parked over here, right? And then we walked that way.
Yep.
I know where we're at.
I know where we're at, too.
Unless I lose my memory.
We're in Aladdin, I think. Yeah, we're right there.
Aladdin Sane? What movie used Aladdin Sane as the working title?
Aladdin Sane?
Yeah, there was a famous horror film. There was like a classic horror film that went with the working title Aladdin Sane. Aladdin Insane. Heavy Metal Mickey. What is it? It's a play on words. Aladdin, sane.
Yep.
He's not sane. He's a lad that's insane. You got the tram. I always prefer to walk, but sometimes I'll take the tram. It just all depends on the mood. I should probably look up the weather also because it's gonna be a scorcher. I do need to get a coffee. I'm gonna drink one piping hot caffeinated beverage, and then after that, it's gonna be all hydration the rest of the eve.
85 degrees right now.
That's it? Only 85?
What it feels like.
Whew, okay. No clouds though.
High of 92.
I like that you looked that up. You're like a weatherman. You could be a weatherman like Pat Sajak. He used to be a weatherman. Walking in, if you were to buy a ticket in here, I'm an annual pass holder. If I was to buy a ticket right now to go in for one day, $184 if I wanted to walk in right now for MK. $184 for a one-day ticket. And at 11:16, that's how long it took us to walk over here. 86 degrees. It's gone up 1 degree since we were in the parking lot, and it's going to continue to go up. In fact, it's going to be 91 degrees at 2, 3, and 4 p.m. A little cloud cover at 3 p.m. But I don't know how long we're going to be here. We're not here for a long time, but we're here for a good time. There goes the monorail. We're going to take the ferry boat instead, though. But monorail just went by. We'll take the ferry boat over. That way we can be in the shade and plenty of elbow room. Going to be the Admiral Joe Fowler. Also, a day or two ago, they just announced that. So it has been with the reservation system. After 2 p.m., you could walk into any of the 4 theme parks here at WDW without a reservation as a pass holder. But they have just changed that, and on the weekends, you had to make a reservation for Magic Kingdom. But now Magic Kingdom, because the new nighttime parade, which is going to be towards the end of July, I think it's mid to late July, is going to be happening down Main Street, a nighttime parade for the first one in many, many years. Now you have to make a reservation all 7 days to Magic Kingdom. So after 2, you can't just walk in. But there's really never any issues getting reservations to MK. But you can't just walk in like you used to after 2. Glad they have these fans here. One time I've been here, maybe twice, that I've used the new system where it's so busy at certain times of the day where they use the little ramp to go up. So you have people loading in this way and then loading in there. And I kind of wish they wouldn't have done it because they removed the little standing area on the top there, and now you can't stand right on the railing as you're making that really great, commute across the Seven Seas Lagoon. How many times have you been up on the second deck to board?
Never.
Never?
No, I'm always here in the mornings.
Okay. Well, I would imagine on a busy time during rope drop they would use it, right?
Yeah, but I'm usually here around this time in the morning when it's busy.
They must just use it like post fireworks.
They could do that.
Maybe,
like
I don't know.
July 4th weekend, Memorial Day weekend.
But it's just this interest. Yeah, it's just this contraption that just sits there. No one's leaving. Everyone's going in. There's only like a dozen people. The floodgates are opened. We're going in from one boat to another. Ferry boat to riverboat. I will never complain about having to make a reservation here, though, because there always are reservations. Unlike Walt's original Magic Kingdom in Anaheim, it's like winning the lottery getting in that place on some days. So. And I have like whatever the top pass is.
Yeah.
And a lot of times I can't even get in on certain days, just because they're all booked up in advance. If you don't. Admiral Joe Fowler.
If you have no wheels in your party, like Joyce here on the upper deck, be sure to use those handrails provided for your safety.
Pulling away from the mainland, over to the Kingdom of Magic. Florida's Kingdom. Oh wow, we just bumped. We just had a little bump there. That was a little, had to get your sea legs going.
Yeah. Totally.
It's like 2 ships passing in the daytime heat. Not in the night. No, actually, it's like 3 ships passing not in the night. Back in the day, you used to be able to water ski out here. There's like promo photos of Goofy skiing right here in this very spot with the Contemporary behind him. I wish Goofy would still water ski out here. And also they do the parasailing up in the air. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of, the parasailing. Leave today and enter the world of yesterday, tomorrow, and fantasy. And speaking of reservations, I totally forgot I needed to make one, so I had to make one real quick. But look at the calendar here. This is all green for all 4 parks. So today, 29th, then I'll go over to June. These are good to go days. Anything circled, do not have to make a reservation. And then after 2, up until the new nighttime parade starts, you don't need to make a reservation. That will change after the parade rears its head in July. But why does Walt Disney World even need reservations? It's all green, all 4 parks, every day, and there's good to go days. And then after 2, at all the parks except MK, you don't need a reservation as a pass holder. I mean, this right here, this is a pretty good example of, I'm just curious why WDW needs reservations at all. There is not one park in all of June that is booked up at all. Let's go into July. All green in July. That means all 4 parks. There's open reservations for every park. There's got to be a mathematical reason on why they need reservations, or maybe they're keeping them just because if they got rid of them, the Disneyland reservation system, which is always full, maybe it just wouldn't be a good look if there were no reservations here and they were at Disneyland. I don't know. Why do we still have reservations here?
We don't need them.
I know. It's all who knows? There's got to be a reason. Maybe they know. Do you know, sir?
I get crowd control thing.
This guy knows. He knows why.
Yeah.
Love all these too. Now, this doesn't say that Walt said this, but it does have the partner statue here, and usually they put these on the wall. Oh, there's a love bug. There's a freaking love bug. Those horrendous, beautiful but horrendous creatures.
Yeah, these are not actual Walt quotes.
Yeah.
Most of them are.
He might have said that, but never. He said it to a wall or to like the dreaming tree.
Yeah,
You know,
he never said, if you can dream it, then you can do it. But
He did it.
They always
Say that.
Yeah, they always say that he said that. That's
Interesting.
from Horizons.
Yes, you're right.
It's from Horizons.
All right. Did he ever say there will always be walls everywhere? Oh, here we go. How about this? The way to get started is to quit talking and begin doing. That's a great quote.
I quote that sometimes.
I think Mickey said that.
Oh.
Or maybe Goofy or Donald.
Maybe.
Right. It is so hot. I don't think anybody is in the mood for coffee. Look at this line. Most people are getting cold brews, obviously, but I'm the one odd one where I'm going to get a piping hot caffeinated beverage in here. This line, I don't know if I've ever seen the Starbucks line this empty. That is wild. I like these too. I always go with the bigger ones. But they do have these little teeny tiny ones you can put like on a tree or something, like a Christmas tree. That's new.
Yeah.
Well, new to me.
New to me too.
Man, I'm a sucker for these things. Look at this. You got the Dapper Dans on here. You got Sunny Eclipse.
Whoa, that's cool.
That's really cool.
Never seen
Oh,
them
Tron's
like that.
on there. I don't have this one. Big Thunder. Dumbo. Space Mountain. What's this? Oh, the Sword in the Stone.
It sure is.
Did you ever pull the sword out of the stone?
Never.
Or the stone? The sword out of the stone.
No.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of.
No.
No, that's it. Thank you.
What's the name for it, honey?
Adam. Got to make sure you get your order correct, or they got the paddle here. Ready. They got the paddle here ready to rock. You don't want to paddle me today.
But you did good. You
Now,
did
there is the glass blowing shop over here. It's also interesting that down here, back in the day, this used to be accessible. Now they have the little rope stanchion up. I got a sugar-free latte, but they spelled it not SFL, but SFU. Are they trying to tell me something? Shut the F up. You mean business in here. They will either use their paddle or put an SFU on the side.
What is it?
They'll either paddle you here or they'll put an SFU on the side of your cup. What'd you get?
The Summerberry Lemonade.
That looks good.
Yeah.
It looks delicious.
Summerberry Refresher.
Mine
It's got
doesn't-
the little boba things in it.
Got the little boba balls in there.
They're strawberry.
Starbucks for the win. We only waited,
flavored.
I don't know, like 5 minutes tops. Been over in the Emporium while we're getting caffeinated over here. You got some of the Sorcerer Mickey merch. I really like this. It's a long sleeve though, which I don't wear a lot of long sleeve when I'm in Florida, but I will wear long sleeves in other places. There's also this, which I think is a new shirt as well. This magical place on earth. And these little sippers here with the sorcerer cap on it and a towel. So I'm hearing the cavalcade outside. They're getting ready to do not the rainy day cavalcade, but the very sunny, scorching sunburn cavalcade is making its way down Main Street, USA. So I'm gonna watch a little bit of that before we head over into Frontierland. Also want to head over after Main Street, head over into Frontierland pin trading area, and also the DVC lounge. Micah hasn't been there either as well, so that's kind of on the agenda at some point after the cavalcade, and then popping over into it's gonna be a Frontierland day. A Frontierland day for us. Was Forrest out here? There is a feather floating down right there. Tom Hanks, Forrest Gump. Oh, he just landed right there. That's interesting how the feather landed right where the Liberty Bell is going to be parked right there, and that's where the exit is. Interesting. Interesting.
Mama said they'd take me anywhere.
I just felt like running. All this is going away. Well, Mansion's staying, Rapunzel's Tower's staying, but all of this into next year. Well, probably by end of next year will be completely gone. Maybe in the end of this year. They haven't made any announcements yet, but Rivers of America is going to be downsized dramatically. From kind of what I've heard about the rumor mill, it's not going away completely, but it's going to be dramatically downsized, and the Riverboat will no longer be doing going around the island. Tom Sawyer's Island's going away. Huck Finn. All of them will be a distant memory. And look at that. Look at peeking around the corner right over there.
Yeah.
Don't call it to Mark Twain.
Don't.
Well, you can call it to Mark Twain. No one's going to shame you for that, but it's technically the Liberty Bell.
That sounds nostalgic to me.
I'm going to miss the boat 100 times more than I'm going to miss the island.
I agree with that. I mean, Tom Sawyer Island is great, man.
But the boat. Come on.
That's where And Louis Armstrong was on the Mark Twain singing the song.
In Anaheim.
Yep. But it sounds like the movie Disneyland After Dark when I hear that.
Yeah.
The song, Here Comes the Old Mark Twain.
Yeah. If they were getting rid of rivers in California, people would definitely be all up in arms a little more than here. And I would be up in arms. This one, I'm just kind of like, yeah, I can handle it. Yeah. But I do understand that people are definitely in a little bit of a sadness and dismay.
Yeah.
This is going away, but I've lost a lot of my favorite things at WDW, so I've kind of just learned to just live with stuff.
Right. Yeah. Once Movie Ride happened in Streets,
Movie Ride in Streets of America was like the...
Everything changed.
That was the nail in the coffin for me. So now I just go with the flow. Whatever they want to do, they're just going to do. They don't listen to me anyway. They don't listen to Micah anyway.
Nope.
They listen to their own inner thoughts. I don't even know who they listen to. Oh, they got the. Is the July 4th bunting always on there?
I think they just put this stuff up because I noticed it on Main Street.
We got to find a place with a shade on this bad
Think
boy.
about the old Mike Fink killboats that used to be on here. There's a lot of history in these rivers of America. A lot of history. The Mike Fink killboats.
I'm also leaving town sooner than later for a while, so I just wanted to make sure every time I'm here to do this, because I just never know. I might be gone and they're like, it's closing in 3 days, and I might be in another country, so never have to twist my arm to go on this bad boy. What's great about this attraction, drinks are permitted. Sometimes I'll get a coffee and then I go over onto a certain attraction and go, you must discard that before getting in the queue. And I was like, oh man, I gotta chug this. But this,
it's like Disneyland, they don't hold them here for you like they do at Big Thunder there. They'll hold your drink on the side. Yeah, Disneyland.
I can savor the flavor. I can savor the flavor of my coffee and one of my last rides on this.
Yep.
This will not be my last ride, but it'll be one of my last rides. Could be. When do you think this will close? Hypothetically. If you had to guess, if you were a betting man.
July.
It's going to close in July? This might be my last ride then.
Maybe September. Maybe
I'm
they'll get through
going to
the
say
summer. They need the
January
summer.
1st.
They need the summer.
I'm I'll say January 3rd.
Okay.
After the holiday season. January. Early January.
That would be good. I don't know. They've been saying
It's a people holder. It holds people.
It is. It's very true.
January 2026 this is closing. That's my prediction. Going around the rivers of America, right along the edge of Frontierland. A lot of changes here. Country Bear Musical Jamboree took over the original attraction. Tiana's Bayou Adventure took over for Splash Mountain. I am used to the changes. WDW is an ever-changing landscape, that is for sure. So you can't really get too wrapped up in thinking that things are going to stick around, because odds are pretty good they're not. There's a time when that water wheel never stopped spinning, but it hasn't been spinning in a while now, for whatever reason. I don't know why, but it hasn't been spinning for a long time. Preparing for the closure of it, whenever the heck they decide to make that happen. Won't be able to take these boats over here anymore. The thing I do like about the island over here is this big windmill. I do like that. I'm gonna miss seeing that from the other side of the land. There's a little remnant of the Mike Fink boats right here. This little dock. You got the totem poles. Construction update. Big Thunder Mountain Railroad construction is in full swing. Redoing the track. This big, huge little crane right here is what's pulling the track up and down, letting the new track in, etc. I figure it's definitely more than one real reason why they're removing parts of Rivers of America to put in the 2 Cars attraction, Pixar Cars attraction. It's not going to be an exact reproduction of what they have in California with Radiator Springs. Obviously, they'll probably get the geysers will be working again and all that, and hopefully they add in the dynamite scene that they have out in SoCal. They never had that here. But the main reason, well, one of the 2-part reasons, in my opinion, on why they're getting rid of the rivers is to make walkway room to what lies behind Big Thunder Mountain. Which is something that Tomorrow said at one of the D23s, a couple D23s ago, where they go, what lies behind Big Thunder Mountain? And now they have announced that they're going to be putting a Villains Land back here. In order to get to Villains Land behind Big Thunder Mountain, you have to have a way to walk, and you can't walk on water. You have to have a walkway. So I am imagining that is part of the reason that they are, 2-part reason that they are changing the rivers, putting the Cars attraction in, and then eventually going to have some sort of a walkway that goes back into those woods for Big Thunder Mountain. They've also stopped the spiel of Big Thunder Mountain. Usually they'll describe Big Thunder while the ride vehicles are going by. They've turned that off. I'm excited about the future. I mean, I'm very nostalgic, so I always get sad when they remove things and I always miss things from the past, but I mean, neat to see different things. Mike and I both like to point. We're both pointing. Sometimes he's pointing over here, sometimes I'm pointing over there. We cross points. Like he's pointing there now I'm pointing there. So then he's pointing there, I'm pointing there. I'm gonna point in the opposite direction that you're pointing. So when you point there, I'm gonna point here. So point that way. You point that way, point towards Big Thunder, and I'll point over here, and then I'll just whisper something like, he's up there where the goat usually is, right there. Oh, yeah. The worker. Yeah, I want to know what lies behind Big Thunder Mountain. This whole huge patch of land is going to be eventually Villains Land. So I'm told. It's a really peaceful, non-narrated ride. There's a gator right there. Look. Animatronic, but still. Some deer. All this will be removed. Guy sitting over there on his porch in the rocking chair and his dog. They gotta find another home. Yeah, they're love bugs. I would imagine the Indian village would be removed as well. I doubt that the teepees and everything will be left here. They have quite the party down in there. That party is about to end. That party's about to end down in that little cave bar down in there with the riverboat, the Mike Fink boat there. A haunted mansion. A Florida version of the Haunted Mansion, which has a different style than the New Orleans style of Anaheim's. That's me pulling down the cord. Bell time. Curious. Will this go away?
I don't know. That's history.
Yeah, that's super old school history. Also, lightning rods. Look at that right there. That is a lightning rod. As is that. There's a lightning rod there. There's a lightning rod there. This is probably going to go away, right? But then again, this is also the external queue when on busy day for Mansion. But this has been here since opening day, right?
Yeah, that's Mike Fink kill boats. That's where they used to load them up. They had 2 loading docks.
Oh, this is where they load them.
That's one of them. The other one is over in front of Big Thunder.
At this time, please gather all your personal belongings and take small children by the hand as you make your way to the very bottom deck to exit. Once again, folks, you'll be exiting on that very bottom deck of the ship, closest to the water. Watch your step as you exit and enjoy the rest of your day here at the Magic Kingdom.
Thank you. I will.
To get there, please use any one of our 7 stairwells located throughout all 3 of our decks. But once again, you'll be exiting on that very bottom deck. Thank you.
Yeah, I don't feel like it's going to close in the immediate future. What if they threw everyone a curveball and announced that they were closing rivers and all of this, the island, the riverboat, once they reopen Big Thunder, which might not be for another year. Who knows? Everyone thought that they were going to close Dinosaur at Animal Kingdom immediately, and then Disney came out and said, no, it's going to stay open the rest of the year, and they're going to close it at 26. So sometimes they'll make an announcement and don't immediately close something. So, see what happens. I'm having to watch where I'm walking because I'm going down the steps at the same time. I'm gonna pop over inside the DVC lounge, formerly the shooting gallery, all over here. Youngins and Outlaws welcome the Frontier's best kept secret right here on main drag of Frontierland. Bit of a wait list, so over here at the Frontierland pen store. I display my pens on cork boards in the corridor goons, my little nerd room. But I like this, it unzips and there are like multiple pages that you can put the pens on. Maybe one day I'll get one of these.
Representing Frontierland, Mickey's Liberty Square.
Yeah, there's Big Al.
Yeah. He should represent
Oh, it's all
Frontierland.
four of them. It's all the lands. Mm-hmm. I'm glad they kept his name Big Al.
Yeah.
They didn't change his name to like just Al.
Right.
Because he's big.
He is. He's Big Al.
Yeah. He's Big Al.
And he was based off of a Imagineer. That was one of Walt's favorites. He looked
Which
just like him.
Imagineer?
I want to say his name was Al.
Really?
Yeah.
I
he
didn't know
looks
that.
just like
Or
him.
I've forgotten that. Interesting. Then you got Stitch. You got Stitch here. You got Big Al. You got Mickey. And then you got completely random elephant with no name. I'm guessing that's supposed to be Jungle Cruise.
Yeah.
Wonder why they don't have pirates. Why don't they have a pirate? I guess.
There he is. Albertino.
Oh
who
wow,
he's
that's
based
Big
off
Al.
of. That's Big Al.
Did they call him Big Al?
I'm sure they did.
What's new? In the Frontierland.
25th anniversary?
Well, I don't, because I haven't been collecting pins for 25 years.
Yeah.
So I just kind of started getting into pins within the last few years heavily, last 4 or 5 years. So I didn't buy the 25th anniversary. But I do like Mickey pins. I have a lot of Mickeys.
They're holding the cork boards. Of the
Sure
pins.
are, yeah, there's many. I mean, I could get that because I do collect Mickey pins. They also have the Mickey Pride pin up here, the I Trade pins.
That's cool, the Florida. Oh, and it's October of 71.
And then you got the 2012. I don't know if I have this.
I'm sure we'll see the new parade pins soon.
Yes, those look so good. They've already showed them. Disney posted them online. They look so good for the July parade. The pins are a deep rabbit hole. I've got to slow down. I've really got to slow down.
Yeah, it's quick.
Look at the Cheshire Cat right here. What I should have done is taken a photo of all the pins I have. That way when I come in here, I don't know which ones I have. There's a Kingdom Hearts Mickey right here. You got Surfing Mickey. This is almost something like you see in like Alani or something. Got all the Mickey pins. You got little Chef Mickey up here. Balloon Mickey. My first visit, Walt Disney World pin. I have this one, Mickey and Minnie here. I have a bunch of Walt pins. I don't even know if I have that one.
This rock and roller coaster, I couldn't read the bottom. It says merge like you've never merged before on the bottom right
Weird.
there. I've never heard that.
Me either. I don't think I have the Space Mountain pin either. Look, you could get Mickey on Space Mountain.
Space Mountain!
Or you could get Stitch. I have a lot of Stitch pins too. And now I'm kind of like, man, like Stitch is so wildly popular now. I'm going to end up having tons of Stitch pins. Like the Skyliner one.
That's cool. Rose and Crown.
This is a really long take of me just showing random pins.
It's alright.
Yeah, I had this Stitch one too. Oh, that's a good Phantasmic one also.
Yeah, I love Phantasmic pins. Anything Phantasmic.
Do you like Phantasmic here or Disneyland better?
Here? This is what I know.
I like the one here better too.
Yeah, it's the one I know.
Now that is a unpopular opinion.
I'm sure it is.
But I like Disney
I'm usually
World.
like, oh, Disneyland takes the cake.
Yes.
On everything, but not this one.
Whenever you go to this one here, it's like you're in like a rock arena.
Oh,
it's
yeah, it's a
a full-on rock concert.
Yeah.
But it's hard to explain to people who've never done the one here. Anyway, just my opinion and Micah's opinion. Don't hate on us. A little too hot to be wearing one of these coonskin hats.
I love them. Davy Crockett.
This always reminds me of Back to the Future.
Oh, yeah.
The dinner scene.
Little Milton.
Wow, you must be rich. Oh, honey, he's teasing you. No one has 2 television sets.
That's a rerun.
Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou, Romeo? Did I get the quote right? You're right there, Romeo. Good to see you in your new outfit, looking very spiffy. I love it. Where can I get an outfit like that?
Especially made.
Specially made for us free. It's a one of one. It's a one of one. That's what they say. Thank you, Romeo. Log dropping in. Tiana's Bayou Adventure. Formerly Splash Mountain. Love Splash Mountain, but I also really like Tiana's Bayou Adventure, to be honest. Really good replacement for Splash Mountain. But it'll always be Splash to me, but I do like the new overlay a lot. Definitely content with it. It's a really good one. Let's see if we can get one more log dropping in here. One more log dropping in to the bayou, dropping through, splashing in. And kind of like, just like Country Bears and this, I'm glad that they did something with it instead of just completely closing it and removing it. So, you know, it's good that they have some remnant of the old one and kind of modernizing it with both the attractions. I don't hate either one of them. I'm kind of into them in a roundabout, unusual way, and you know, people are creating new nostalgia on these attractions. I'll remember what they were, but I'm not opposed to what they are now. I'm kind of just into it. As long as things stick around in some way, I'm better that than completely getting the axe and just being bulldozed. So that's my thoughts on it.
You feel better right now, man.
Oh yeah.
I was saying in my video, it's like the summer passage.
It's a summer ride.
Yes, it was the best time to ride it.
Should have
She'll dry off.
I should have brought a book. Kind of a neat little area. So you got the rivers of America, and then you have this little stream waterfall that kind of like protrudes downward where the DVC lounge is, right over there where the shooting gallery used to be. Under the restrooms, facilities, the gift shop, the sunglasses place, over to the Treehouse, Jungle Cruise over there. So it's the water that goes from Jungle Cruise, the moat, the river around the Treehouse, and then it goes underneath a lot of guest walkways and then dumps out here. At least that's what I'm assuming right here, because where would this be coming from unless it's just an optical illusion? But is the water flowing from the Treehouse way over there underneath, 50 yards or 30 yards of walkway and then dumping out here into the rivers of America? Pretty neat. And you got all the cypress knees over here. This little hidden gem of a place over here, hidden little area right over here with the little slow moving, slow dripping waterfall right there. There must be a really long backup. I didn't realize the wait was going to be so lengthy to get in the lounge over there, but they haven't alerted us it's time to go back in yet. We're in the shade though. We're standing in the shade. That's the smart thing to do. Right, heading over now to the Swiss Family Robinson Treehouse. We're just gonna kind of walk around here until it's time to go in the lounge. Haven't alerted us yet. You got the wheel turning there with the water going up the side of the tree. Always love this treehouse. Still keeping the old Swiss Family name, which is nice. Kind of cool to have the original name still. I always love a good water wheel. Wheel in the water keeps on spinning. There's a water wheel in the back of the Riverboat. There's a water wheel here at Swiss Family Robinson Treehouse. There's just water everywhere. You see it's like going down, picking up the water, taking it up the tree. It's raining down upon the water below it, and then it falls right back down into there. Kind of neat. It kind of creates a nice little ambiance, like a rainforest type of ambiance through here. Kind of cool. Love this over here, this extended queue, which I think maybe one time in my entire life have I seen someone in that extended queue, and that was many years. Have you ever seen anyone in that extended queue?
Oh, I want to go down there.
Yeah, it'd be kind of nice.
Down there. I've never been in there.
It's like a little hidden extended queue area. I think maybe during 2020 that was open for a short while. Maybe for like something that was over there, they just used it where people could be corralled into here. But don't quote me on that. Maybe it wasn't. But I never will you see anyone in there from this day forward.
Swan boats used to come through here.
Yep.
That's going to be weird not to hear that.
I know. It'll ruin the ambiance.
It will. Because you can hear it almost everywhere in this area. Maybe not Tomorrowland, but in
Adventureland and Frontierland.
For sure.
Get it up to the tippy top here. You got the castle over there, Space Mountain, Tron. Off in the distance, the Crystal Palace down in there. You got the jungle outlook. In this compound, they offer a pause to contemplate their small world. Here, adventure beckons with every view and every sound. The jungle and its river call out their mystery and invite us to a new discovery. Jungle Cruise right down there with the top of the treehouse. Kind of looking over, you got Tomorrowland off in the distance, way over there. Over here from this particular spot. Whatever you do, don't look down. Oh, and then in here you got one of the rooms here. You got the bed, the accommodations where they would stay, the door, some flowers there. I always like this. It's kind of interesting too, because this is like almost like how a regular queue line is now, except there's no attraction and ride at the end of this. Like,
that's exactly what this is.
This is
a modern queue.
It's
themed, and you think you're doing something.
So you got to wonder how many people now who've never been here are like, hey, there's gonna be a really awesome like ride at the end of this, and then you just walk to the bottom and then that's it. But this is the way it was. Wow, I think it's getting busy. Look at the congregation of strollers down there. That's a lot of strollers. I love walking up here though. It's kind of neat. Fritz Ernst Francis's, their room, completed on the first anniversary of their deliverance on July 17th. Oh wow, look at that. They used the July 17th Disneyland opening day. Except it's not 1955, it's 1805. Here in the Crow's Nest. A little homage for the July 17th. Very interesting.
That's when the sign up here at the Swiss Family Robinson said there was
Oh, at the front.
Yep, July 17th, 1805.
Yeah. Everything points back to that specific date in Disney.
That specific date.
Yeah, that is an incredible coincidence. On the lower level, there's this chair here.
I love the chair.
What was that in the movie? I saw the movie years ago, but what was the purpose of the chair? Is that a correlation to the film, or is it just a nice little prop? It almost looks like one of those ones that you would pick up and hoist on your shoulders, like
Yeah.
you know, like C-3PO was on in Return of the Jedi. All right, gonna pop over into Memento Mori. We went back to the DVC lounge and asked how many people were in front of us. They said they had 4 parties ahead of us. I asked about how long that would be. They said they weren't sure, but 4 parties does not sound like too many, so don't want to go too far. So we're gonna pop into the Haunted Mansion store, also known as Memento Mori. Gotta be incredibly hot if you are wearing this today. I mean, that just looks like heavier than like a Spirit jersey. This is almost like denim.
Denim.
Like denim style, but not blue jean. It's the purple Haunted Mansion wallpaper style. Retro gargoyle here, the diffuser with the bat right there. It's kind of neat right there. You've got some mugs with the hitchhiking ghosts on them as well. Even got a little apron for the kitchen, and even some kitchenware napkins here. Yeah, I like that. I like this little guy right here on top of a little wine bottle. Oh, here's a mini waffle maker right over here, which has the little gargoyle. How cute is that? Catering to Floridians really well. This is a hurricane candles. What a way to cater to Floridians. Hey, you know what hurricanes are, right? You might lose power. The power might go out. Why not get a Haunted Mansion authentic hurricane candle set? Just a regular candle, but you can use it during a hurricane. And it has the little stanchion tops from the queue line. This little bat, which I love those. I'd really love to have a full size one of those, but I don't own one. This is like a miniature. It's a hurricane candle, so when hurricane season starts pretty soon, this would save you in a hurricane because it's a hurricane candle. Isn't that weird that it actually says hurricane candle?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So they probably wouldn't sell these in Anaheim.
Nope.
Because people over there are like, what's a hurricane? We know what earthquakes are, but we don't know what hurricanes are. All right, strolled through Fantasyland and now walking past PhilharMagic and looking at the castle over there. Nice little view. We're just kind of just walking around until it's time to go in the lounge. We've been waiting probably about 2 hours. I kind of thought it'd be just like a quick little alert back, but nope, a lot of people want in there, so we're holding strong. We're kind of confusing. Well, not confusing, but you have to be time efficient because when they send you the notification that it's time to go back to the lounge, we have 15 minutes to get back to get our table. However, there's no rides here right now that are little 5-minute walk-on. So if we get in the line, if it's a half-hour wait, we have to get out of the line to get back over to the lounge. So it's like, what do? Do we just wait around?
Yep.
Or we're in it to win it?
Yeah, they told us they didn't want us just waiting around, but that's what we're doing here. That's why we're here.
Because you only have 15 minutes to get back. But then they say, hey, if we send you the message and you're in Carousel of Progress, just let us know. Hey, we're all the way over in Tomorrowland Carousel of Progress, and we'll hold that table. But then it might take us an hour to get over there. Yeah. So then they're holding our table and not giving it to someone else for an hour, which I don't feel comfortable with that. So we're just kind of hanging out here next to the squirrels here, right here.
That's it.
These are the same squirrels that are in the Snow White's Former Scary Adventures at Disneyland.
Yeah.
When you walk in the queue, you look up at the squirrel.
It sure is.
One memory I have about these is years ago, 2015, for like half of the year, someone put it like one of those little cheese fishes, the little snacks. They put it.
Cheese it?
Yeah,
The
they
little
put it
goldfish?
in the mouth, and it was there for like 6 months.
Yes. That's amazing.
Anaheim memories. And just talking about Disneyland and Snow White Scary Adventures, which used to be over here, RIP, and now it's just a weird, empty building where they have the Princess Meet and Greet, one of the greatest dark rides that was here at Magic Kingdom. I got the message, and now it's time to go in the lounge. You can easily walk back over to Frontierland in 15 minutes, but it's good we didn't get in line for Peter Pan or for Small World because we wouldn't have made it over there in the 15 minutes. So We timed it right. Big Al right here. Hello. I'm here to check in for my reservation for the DVC lounge, Big Al. It's right here. Oh, it's right here. Thank you. I was distracted by that awesome hat. I have a nice hat too. Who do you think has the better hat, Big Al? Okay, fair enough.
I got mine up like Al's.
Fair enough. He's got his hat too. We all got our hats there. We all got our hats. Here we go. Get in there, Mike. Let's give a thumbs up. Here we go. Here we go. It's the hat crew. Thanks, Big Al. You guys are twinsies.
Yeah. I love it.
Which one's which? I can't tell. Which one's Mike and which one's Al? Thanks, Big Al.
Thanks, Big Al. Have a great day. See ya.
To McKim's Mile House, a member lounge, home to the pioneers of hospitality. Right over here. It's 1850. Does this have a street name? It's Frontierland, but what's the street name? 1850. Is that the year or the address?
The year of the building.
The year of the building. Okay. McKim's Mile House. I'm gonna end up going inside and I'm gonna get a little drink, a little something to wet my whistle, and just kind of peruse around the McKim's Mile House, which is the brand new. It's only been open a few months. DVC member lounge here, right on the main drag of Frontierland. I feel like they built it right here in public view. It's not hidden like the Epcot one because they want people to ask what it is, and then if you ask what it is and they go, oh, it's for part of the Disney Vacation Club, and they send you over the sales rep. 1 out of 1,000 people will buy DVC, and they sell more DVC memberships because people are curious about it being here than they would be at the Epcot one. Just my opinion. I think it's made for Disney Vacation Club members' comfort, but also to sell Vacation Club memberships.
And actually, if you notice some of the little props that are up here on the wall over here, they were actually from the shooting gallery. Or the shooting arcade, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So now it's kind of like that they're kids' toys, kind of like in a way used by the McKim family. And you'll see, like, if you look at that door up there, it says McKim's, like, family quarters. So that's kind of where they sleep. And on your way up, you'll see, like, a little ladder with a little blanket up there. And there's a little hole up at the top, and that's how they climb up to their area.
So this is their house, not a hotel. It's a house.
Yeah, so they, like, live here at the Mile House. So, like, it's kind of like, you know how back in the day they had, like, those bed and breakfasts. So, like, the people lived there themselves, but they kind of rented out the rooms inside of their house.
It's like a little saloon almost.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if you look at the painting over here too, we also have like another little reference over to that shooting arcade. It's that little owl that's on top of the cabin. So this is actually made by one of the artists over at Animal Kingdom Lodge. Very cool. Designed this for us.
Oh yeah, the owl right there.
One of the target statues that you got to shoot at inside of it.
Yeah.
So there's like a couple little Easter eggs inside of here too. And then also, if you notice eventually, our little magical art over there, it's eventually going to go back to our main screen, and it's like a credenza, and they have a pet ferret named Goldie.
That's cool.
So he's kind of like all crawling around here like, with a bunch of little props. But a lot of the artwork you see on the walls too is actually from the Sam McKim archives. Oh. So like a lot of the art that's on these walls are like actually from Sam McKim himself. And if you look at those two art pieces over on that wall over there of the moose, and forget the other animal over there.
Cut through Coke Corner on the way through the Emporium and all that. Always like this because you got all the baseball stuff, and baseball season is in full swing. We also have the Coca-Cola paraphernalia. The Miracle Man drinks Coca-Cola right over here in this corner. She is sipping down on a nice refreshing beverage. Got all the pennants up here. You got Barker. You got Severn. You got Wells. Lehigh, Michigan City. Chicago American Giants. Very Pulliam. Norman Rockwell-esque photos. I'm gonna say it probably is a Norman Rockwell. Not very similar to his style. Another one over here. No, it's not Norman Rockwell. It's Joseph Warren. Or Joseph Warren. Right there, you got the umpire there saying safe as he's sliding into a base. Well, it's got to be home plate because it's the home plate umpire. Interesting that the ump is standing in that spot though when he's coming in from third. Usually, well, I guess that'd be probably the appropriate spot to see. That's Rockwell right there. The rain delay photo. That up there's Norman Rockwell, the rain delay photo.
Oh yeah. It is similar.
I always heard that one of these photos were a bunch of Imagineers.
Oh really?
Yeah, there's like real baseball teams, but there's like one in here that it's like Imagineers that recreated a classic baseball team.
Probably one right there. That looks pretty good.
Yeah, maybe. I like this little parachuting Woody and Buzz. That's cute. Right over there. This kind of is like the Pee-wee doll and the Urkel doll and the Ernest doll.
Same thing.
Because that kind of does the thing. Yeah, same kind of deal. I have the Urkel, but I don't have Pee-wee and Ernest, but I need to get them.
Me too. I have a Pee-wee. No Ernest or Urkel yet.
All right, exiting out now up to the monorail platform. We might be able to catch this one right here, the Monorail Green Express monorail back to TTC. Yeah, I think we can get on this one. Let's go down towards the end, see if we can find some seats down here. Yes, yes, yes. Monorail lime. I said green, but lime is green. We got this. We got to have our. Oh, let's get in here. Oh no, it is monorail green, not monorail lime.
Yeah.
All right, the doors are closing.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome aboard Monorail Green. Our next stop is going to be the Transportation to Ticket Center, home to the Magic Kingdom.
Monorail Green.
The transfer to Epcot as you are standing with responsibility for receiving and automatic doors. Thank you, and welcome aboard your Highway in the Sky, Monorail Green.
Highway in the sky. Be completely honest, more times than not, I'm standing on this because there's no room to sit, so it's kind of nice to be sitting on the monorail because this place gets packed. Watch this. There goes in fast, rapid motion the blue aqua monorail. Yep, just an easy day at the parks. Taking the riverboat around. I'm taking the monorail around, hanging out in the lounge around. One of the beautiful things about being a pass holder is you just pop in for a little while, a few hours, and if it gets too hot, just leave. Love being a pass holder at WDW. At one point I need to stay in the new tower, new DVC tower over here. At the Polynesian proper is great, but I would like to stay there. Monorail Gray. I would like to stay in the new tower at some point. Heading out. Heavy Metal Mickey, the yellow tramp. Now there's a nice little breeze. Nice little breeze now. It's been a good day. It's been a good pop in, pop out annual pass holder kind of day. Look at this, as a van decked out in the Ghostbusters emblems. Who you gonna call? I'm gonna call the monorail.
There it is. Your highway in the sky.
Back to the Ghostbusters. Isn't this cool? That's
It
pretty.
runs on gasoline on. It says right there.
I like this. That's a cool
do,
van.
man.
I like this kind of van too. If I ever bought another van, it'd probably be this style. Because I think you could like almost stand up in here. Or you
Yeah,
could
they're good.
stand up higher than a regular. It's not like a Sprinter van, but
My brother used to have a Sprinter van.
I think it's a Ford. It's a Ford,
Ford.
350.
Yeah.
Mine was
Yeah,
a Ford
their
E1.
T350.
Mine was an E50.
Yep, I remember that.
E150.
Van days.
An E150.
Oh my gosh, the van days.
Yeah, miss those days sometimes.
I remember that van.
Well, you know what? Maybe they're just, well, they're leveling this out. I don't know if this is going to be a Skyliner station, but I want to put it into the universe. We'll find out at some point. Might take a couple years, but... Alright, heading back over in the Celebration. Now going to stop by 7-Eleven and get a Slurpee. Why not, right? A Slurpee Bigfoot. Well, you can have a sip if you want Bigfoot. Probably hot for being in this car at this time. Yeah, they have a Green Day Slurpee in here, which I have not tried. I also have the Punk Bunny coffee. Is it Punk Bunny Slurpee or just Green Day Slurpee?
It's Punk Bunny, the Kerplunk.
Kerplunk.
It's a Kerplunk Slurpee.
Yeah, it's
Has
like
the yeah.
it's the Kerplunk.
It has the Kerplunk logo on it.
All right. Mike and I have to share the same sentiment that it's weird that Green Day all of a sudden started doing a bunny rabbit when Blink-182 used to use the bunny as their logo, and now they're like, nope, we're going to use the bunny now. We should have a bunny off.
Whose bunny's more punk?
Which is the punker bunny? All right, here we go.
Perfect.
Wedge mine right there.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man. Wheezing the juice.
Yep, buddy.
No wheezing the juice.
So they had specialty cups, huh?
Yeah, some of them did. They said Kerplunk, and they had this logo on it.
Look at that. Right there.
There it is. You and my brother had the same tattoo in the same spot. I think it's so cool.
We're twinsies. Tasty.
Tastes like a pina colada candy apple. I don't get the grape.
I like it. Wonder why they don't have the cups. Maybe they're sold out.
Maybe.
And that's going to do it for today. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. The vlog is over.